Welcome to our live coverage of the 2025 Caribbean Cup Challenge, which would see the Black Stars take on the Samurai Blue of Japan. That's later today, Friday, and then also take on South Korea next week, Tuesday. But our focus would be on the Japan match, which starts in about 40 minutes. And remember that Ghana would be playing in their 5th World Cup, and that will be in North America in 2026. That we already do know. But what we don't know is how preparations will go. And it's key as Otoado would have the chance to assess his team before the World Cup, which would be quite unique with a different format, and will be hosted in 3 different countries: the US, Mexico, and Canada. And so we'll be showing you the live match in a few minutes' time. Remember, kickoff is at 10:20, and so you do want to stay with us here on TV3. And then we would also be bringing you analysis building up to that match as well. Remember that it's a very, very key match for Otoado, and this coverage is brought to you by MTN. That's everywhere you go. And then there's also Hisense Electronics, your everyday prizes for everyday people. Then there's Dewa Chop Money, Afa. And then we have Blue Jeans energy drink for high performance and endurance. And then we also do have Miwe, Enya Miwe, Akase Norway. And then there's also My Life, that's Live More, get up to 17,840,000 Ghana cedis, free cover for one selected family member with Miwe Insurance. All we have to do is just dial *165 to join. Terms and conditions to apply. Let me introduce my guest for today. We have Dr. Ernest Quantin, CEO of the Back Group here in Ghana, and then a very familiar face, former Black Stars player. We do have Augustine Ahimfo as well. It's a pleasure to have you here, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
And then I also have Billy Shen on the screen. You're not new to this channel. You're a familiar face. But today, Bill would be in the social media corner. And in fact, let's start off with you because the lineup is out.
Yeah.
What's the biggest story from Otoado's starting lineup?
So Joseph Annan is finally making his start for the Black Stars. I remember that he was called during the Unity Cup back in May 2025. He's been called for some World Cup qualifiers, but hasn't ever featured for the Black Stars. And so this is now his opportunity to start. Of course, he did join the team quite early in camp, and so he has passed to start. And then there's also Brandon Thomas Asante, who's been given the nod to start. And Antoine Semenyo is actually captain of the side for the first time. Of course, remember that we have our leadership group, which includes Jordan Ayew as main captain, Thomas Partey, Mohamed Kudus, and then there's also Alexander Jiku, who is known to be part of the leadership group. All of them are not part of the squad for the Caribbean Cup, but there's Antoine Semenyo, first time wearing the armband. I think he's definitely going to be a happy man.
Yeah, well, I think we asked about who should be captain on social media. I don't know, do you have that one as well? There were some very interesting comments on that one as Bill tries to fetch that for us. But let me come to you here, Doc, let me start with you. A very expected lineup given the circumstances. A lot of key players missing. There's no Mohamed Kudus, there's no Jordan Ayew, there's no Thomas Partey, no Alexander Jiku. The list goes on and on and on. Key in that starting lineup is Joseph Annan, who makes his debut as a goalkeeper. Just paint a picture of what the pressure is like, especially for such a unique position like a goalkeeper coming in for your debut. How difficult is it to come in just like that to start a game?
Yeah, I don't know if it is difficult. It's not like we have great goalkeepers in in the Ghana team at the moment. We have good goalkeepers who have been doing their bit. So this is an opportunity for him, a big one for him. Not just him, the other players. I look at Abu Francis, I say the midfield is stuck. This Ghana midfield has so many players. Let's not forget about 2 or 3 of them are not available at the moment, including Suleiman and Ibrahim. So that's also a very competitive position. Urenchi appears to be confirming his stay in the team because he's starting again. The left back position I mean, you look at Korn and the things he's been doing in Germany, and you say, if we get to see him at first stand today again, then that will also influence who gets to start for the Black Stars team going forward. So generally, aside the goalkeeping role, which appears to have a debutant, the other positions have got players who have to show that they can either be backup or take up positions in the team for players who are not available today.
Well, you do make a very interesting point about coming in as a new goalkeeper, but you also mentioned the players who are starting a game for the first time, and I think we're all excited, Augustine, to see Derek Cohn finally start a game. He came with his own drama where he was named in the squad, couldn't play because the allegiance switch hadn't been completed yet. What was your expectation for someone like Cohn coming into this team?
Thank you very much. I think your colleague stated that it was the goalkeeper who was starting his first one, but I looked at the list and I saw Derek, and I had not seen him play for the Black Stars before. He missed that. It is good. Like Enes stated, this is the time for them to take a stake or claim something that at the end of the day, when called upon, they can actually come in and do the work for us. This is the time for those who had been at the fringes to actually let us understand or believe that when called upon, they can come in to do a very good job for us. But my issue, Abu Francis, Enes mentioned, it was a constant feature on the list of the Black Stars when we were playing the qualifiers during the AFCON qualifier. And then he was not being called. I don't know what the issues were.
Good player.
Yeah.
So
good player.
When it comes to our way of looking at the squad, there is always that change. And it becomes a bit difficult when you want to build a solid national team based on the fact that you keep on changing the list.
There's no consistency.
It's not consistency. And so, yes, some players are missing today, but it's all boils down to communication. Because this is the time to build a team. You can't say that about 7, 8 players who are like the core members of the team will not be part. Assuming the German national team is going to play another country, you see all the likes, unless of course there's a serious injury that will take somebody out. But for us, I think we pay premium to the official matches, but not this type of game. But these type of games are the games that are supposed to make you a solid team.
Well, let's come to the captaincy issue, because everybody was wondering, there's no Jordan, there's no Thomas Partey, there's no Kudus, there's no Jiku. All of these guys had won the armband at a point between last year and now. So there was that debate who was going to take the armband. And Bill, I think we asked that question on social media. It looks like everybody got it wrong.
Yeah, we asked that question earlier this morning on social media, and here are some of the comments. Kofi Focus is saying, I think Gideon Mensah, Semenyo or Salisu, so he's not really far off. Clean Kingsley is saying Salisu, the Monaco defender, or Gideon Mensah, I guess. So they are looking at Salisu or Gideon Mensah. Sami Blessing is also saying, please, is Semenyo or Gideon Mensah? They were there before the rest. And Fifi August is also saying Gideon Mensah. Isaac Kojo Praise said Gideon Mensah. And of course, Mysterious is also saying Gideon Mensah. Magnon is saying Gideon Mensah. I think the main person they've been mentioning on the list is Gideon Mensah. And of course, for context, Gideon Mensah has played in the Black Stars for quite a while. He's even been there before Semenyo joined back in 2022, just before qualifying for the World Cup. And so it's not really a surprise that his name is coming up, but I think this is something that maybe Augustine and then Enes can answer as to whether they even thought Gideon Mensah will be in the running for captaincy.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously,
Unity Cup, Gideon has been with the Black Stars since 2017-18, and he's been coming. So he's not starting this game, is he?
No, he's not.
No, so he's not starting. So I assume if Gideon started this game, he'll be captain. Semenyo, Salisu, all of them came around the same time prior to the 2022 World Cup. And Gideon is senior to all of them. Atizigi actually would have been captain as well, because he's the longest serving member of this current team, without, he got into the team even before Kudus, you know. So if Atizigi started this game, I assume he'll be captain. So if he's not there, Semenyo maybe naturally is the oldest because Abu Francis is not older in the team compared to, and then the rest of them. So I believe Semenyo's decision to make Semenyo captain.
Well, let's talk about the man on the screen, Antoine Semenyo. I mean, it's been a discussion that yes, it needs a bit of nuance, but we've always been talking about it. Today he gets the armband. Even without the armband, he was struggling a bit to replicate his form in Bournemouth in England. Yeah. Now with that armband, it could go two ways. It could be a motivating factor to say, okay, today I'm a leader, I need to deliver, there's more responsibility. Or it could put more pressure on him.
So I'm sure when he gets to the technical bit, Augustine Augustine played the three positions in attack. He could play left, right, in the center. So I'm sure he will be a better person to talk the technical part of this. But even in the Premier League now, you realize the last 3-4 games, Semenyo's flow, his performances haven't been the same. I don't know, but I watched the Cameroon and DR Congo game last night, and I watched the Nigeria-Gabon game. African football is so difficult. It is so difficult that you are not allowed space on the ball. You are not allowed space on the ball. So you can do all of the things you do in the Premier League or any major European league. When you're playing the African game, it is not the same. That maybe explains why Semenyo may be struggling. Now, you look at his style of play, and Semenyo likes to take the ball, kick it, and run. You don't get that done in the African game. Yes, against Japan, against South Korea, these are two different opponents who are not African teams. So he may show more or replicate what he's been doing in the Premier League. But hey, in the end, it's more technical than anything. I'm sure Augustine will have some thoughts on that.
I believe that, first of all, Semenyo is very humble. Yeah. And so for the coach to give him the armband, I'm not surprised. He's very humble. I know the father personally because we played with his father. Yes. And so I know him personally. And the player, Semenyo, is very humble. Like Ernest stated, in the foreign leagues, it's different. One, the pitches are good. All the pitches in Europe are good. He can kick the ball and run. But assuming you want to kick a ball before you and run at the Crossport Stadium, how are you going to receive the ball at the end? And so technically, the African game, when we come to the African continent, it's extremely difficult. I watched the DRC Congo match against Cameroon. I watched Nigeria play Gabon and NSC. So right. One, Semenyo, you stated that his form for the national team. Yes, because you meet within 2-3 days, you are going to play a game.
Yeah.
The cohesion might not be there. He trains day in, out day with Bournemouth. So they know him. When he's making that move, that pass is lying, coming in front of him. Like we've always complained about Iñaki Williams. He makes a move, he's not receiving the pass. So it becomes very difficult for these players to gel like we see them on television do week in, week out. So it's about how we come together, the number of times that we train together, and the services that you're supposed to provide to these players to see whether they can replicate what they are doing in their leagues out there. Yeah. So it's all technical. But once again, we'll give to the coach for giving the armband to lead this team. And like Ernest stated, if Gideon Mensah had started this match, he would have been the captain. Each time we've had that issue of giving the armbands to somebody, there's a confusion. Recently, we saw what happened.
So what's our criterion, actually? What's our criterion? Augustine, when you played, what was the criterion? Seniority, most influential?
I came into the national team when Kwesi Appiah was actually the captain. Okay. My first invitation was when Kwesi Appiah was the captain. And then he went to Pele.
Okay. So was Pele the next senior most?
Yes.
Possibly, yes. Pele was there in 82.
Pele and Kwesi Appiah were all both part of the 82 squad. Yeah. So both of them. But because Kwesi was basically here and had been with the team most, so he was given the armband. Yes. So he wasn't out of place though. But along the line, when Abedi was exiting the scene, in our time, it was smooth. Yeah. Dosena was our coach. We met in Cameroon before our first game. Sam Johnson was the oldest player in the team, who had earlier on played before Siki Akono. Okay. He said he wasn't ready to lead the team. So we came together, voted CK Akono to be the
Oh, so you voted?
Yes, it was a players. It was our choice.
But that's how it should be all the time.
It was our
players
choice.
deciding.
And CK was, and so there
their
was no
leadership.
confusion. It was only when that the authorities wanted to take CK out of the team.
Yeah.
That was where the confusion began. Because Osekufo was his vice. The game that you were speaking to me off air about, the Olympic,
Italy game.
when CK was a captain.
Yeah.
When he went out, you could see the armband.
What was Kufo?
Osekufo?
Yes,
Yeah.
Kufo
So
who
we
wore the
followed that
armband.
through.
Yes.
But in this case, CK was playing well, Kufo was playing well.
Yeah.
And then they wanted to take the armband from CK and give
To Kufo.
And
This was
Kufo
prior to
refused.
2000,
Yeah.
and it was horrible. And we almost repeated this few years ago with the Kudus captaincy issue,
During the
etc.
AFCON
So that if it's seniority,
And then, no. I don't know why we always do that. This should not be an issue
if
at
it's
all.
seniority, seniority.
If
If
somebody
it's
has been there for that long, and the person is a disciplined player, very humble, knows how to lead, then giving the armband to that person has no. Look, me, okay, I captained the national team for one game, yes. But then, in the national team, each time we went somewhere, I was asked to speak on behalf of the team.
of the team.
Why was that? Because the coach felt that I had something that I needed to give.
Yeah.
Mr. Stylish.
During Olympic Games, 96 in America and all that, I was a spokesperson for the team. And CK was the captain.
Yeah.
When Dosena took over, yes, CK was a captain, but Dosena could call me behind and tell me to speak to the boys.
So there was a leadership team.
So,
kind
yes,
of.
you look at that quality and then we are where we are because the authorities always want to create problems. But this time around, I don't think if Gideon was part of the team,
He would have probably
Or even if Atizigi had started,
yes.
been captain.
I'm sure.
Yes.
I'm
And
sure
so
they would have.
we'll be heading into the discussion and predictions ahead of kickoff, which is just around the corner. In about 25 minutes, the Black Stars face the Samurai Blue of Japan. We'll be back right after this break. There's Dewa Chop Money, and it's Afa when it comes to Dewa. Blue Jeans energy drink for high performance and endurance. You know where to go. And there's My Way, and yeah, My Way, Kase No Way. And there's My Life as well. Live more, get up to 17,840,000 plus Ghana cedis free cover for one selected family member with My Way Insurance. Now you just have to dial *165# to join now. Terms and conditions do apply. And so just a few minutes to kick off. I'm still here in the studio with Dr. Ennis Kranting, Augustine Ahemfo, and Bill Shen. Let's now zoom into the match itself. I spoke to Chris Hutton earlier in the week, and he mentioned that with the Caribbean Cup, Otto Addo needs to find the right balance. Right balance in the sense that you want to also give the French players a chance, but you also want to ensure that the players that you do know get the chance to play together and continue to build chemistry. Do you think he's got that right balance with this lineup?
I don't know. There are players who are still out. There are players who are still injured, and I keep mentioning the future of this team because you always have to consider the young players who are coming through. So again, like I've been saying, you always have your core of 12 to 15 players maximum. This World Cup, I'm waiting for FIFA's policy on how many players will go, but I assume maybe between 27 and 30. You will rotate and get maximum 17, 18 players playing because you also need that cohesion even on the pitch, that chemistry on the pitch, so that if you toss and change too many times, it will be difficult to get them playing the way they ought to play. I will take this Ghana team and compare it to everything the world champions are doing, Argentina, and maybe some of the major teams that can win the next World Cup, like France. I will mention Portugal, because they are having their own challenges, but France especially. And to some extent, what's the name? England, and Spain, actually. So you look at what their coaches are doing, and aside the core of 15, 17 players, there appear a group of players who are on the periphery, so that they can come in at every point in time. Otto appears to be doing something like that. He's been consistent with some of the players who come in when he calls up squads. Some don't necessarily play. I still feel there are a few of them out there who may come in as we go along. But this is a massive opportunity for many who are starting the game and the ones who come off the bench. I don't expect. If results is a big thing, there maybe in the second half you may want to look at the goalkeeper. Depending on how things go, you may want to look at left back, right back, midfield, and even attack. But more importantly, opportunities for the ones who have not been playing regularly to show what they can do in this game.
Let me come to you, Augustine. Japan themselves, they are taking this match quite seriously. We do have Kubo from Real Sociedad, and then there's also Duan from Eintracht Frankfurt. They've posed challenges to this Ghana side in some friendlies that we faced. There you can see, the head-to-head between Ghana and then Japan. The last time that the two teams met was in this same Caribbean Cup. It was by 4-1 that Ghana lost by. But before that, Ghana actually beat them by 2-0. Where do you see this match, given that Japan themselves are also taking this match quite seriously?
I think Japan loves Ghana. We've been invited severally for this cup, and it is good. I think it is the bond that we share for these two countries. Let me touch on what Ernest stated. When you want to build a team, one thing I've always said is that you communicate. You should be communicating all through.
Regularly.
Kudus, we know, has not been fit. He's not played a couple of matches or so. And so the coach is envisaging that he plays against Arsenal because when they return, they are playing Arsenal. Yeah. I believe that it is a friendly match, yes. But you said Japanese team have a very strong side. We should always try to present our strong team, whether friendly matches or not, so that we can build on it.
Okay.
But we lack that aspect of our team building because we keep on not attaching so much importance to the team build-up, but then we want to engage in friendly matches. This is the time for the likes of Thomas Partey and the rest to be in the team, whether they are going to play 90 minutes or 40 minutes or 45 minutes, so that we can have a solid team. Because it's a World Cup that lies ahead of us.
Yeah.
And we need to put our very good foot step ahead. So this friendly match should have given us that opportunity to bring together our strong side like the Japanese have done. Because that is where you are able to know where you fall short and where you can add up and all. So I believe that going forward, let's make sure that even if it's a friendly match, we make sure we communicate and communicate well so that the team will be very strong, whether we are playing Afghanistan or in Ghana or whatever. And I stated about the other teams that feel will do very well in the World Cup. Argentina is playing Angola today.
Yeah.
They've come from wherever they are.
From Alicante in Spain to
I think only 3 players or so, because of the vaccination,
because of yes,
are not going to be present. This should tell you that the coach knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
In the national team, you don't keep on changing players every now and then. Even though some of your core players might not be regulars in their teams, you still have to bring them.
Okay.
Because the team that you are building. How many times have we spoken about Maguire? Yet, when Southgate was there,
every time
he was there.
every time.
That's how you build a national team. Because not every player in the system can perform in the national team. Not every player. Because there are players who are very good in their club side, but when they are invited into the national team, they can't do that. I've experienced that playing for the junior national teams. Some players were playing very well, I don't want to mention them.
Yeah.
But then when they come to Winnipeg, they couldn't perform. So you build a national team, not by every now and then changing your lineup. No. You should have that core players. And then you can begin to have some players that every now and then you can reshuffle and bring in and take out. Like I mentioned about Francis, Abu Francis. Very solid player, very tough.
Good player.
But for like, how many matches now he's not been invited?
Yeah.
So when I saw his name in the list, I was like, really?
And he comes in and straight away he's starting.
What has happened to Razak Simpson?
Yeah.
That's also strange because Razak is playing regularly in the Premier League. And I say that if this guy was big for us last season, did well with the Premier League club nations and was in the national team, what has changed between that time and now? And we will have that conversation about the central defensive role in the Black Stars. I feel that if you take Jiku and maybe to some extent Salisu, we still have work to do in that area.
Yeah.
So if Razak Simpson is playing, his leader is captain of Nations FC. Why have we stopped calling him? You could make excuses for 3 months ago because the Ghana Premier League had not started. But even that, the goalkeeper was starting games for us. So it's the inconsistency. And I'm sure these are some of the concerns people raise about Otuado and the way he coaches this side. That what is the criteria if we're deciding to do anything? What's the blueprint for us? You call a player, Ghana Premier League hasn't started, but you call a player who plays with a Ghana Premier League club. He gets into the team and he starts. He's playing. Yeah. But then you have another who was part of the squad months ago. Ghana Premier League hasn't started. He's not called up. He's not playing. And Razak Simpson's case, and Augustine, thank you for raising this one. The central defensive part or department of the Ghana team should be looked at. Yeah. And there are many players who are playing. Razak Simpson is playing. I've mentioned how Nicolas Opoku is playing regularly in Turkey. Yeah. And between January and now, no Ghanaian defender has played more minutes than this guy. He doesn't get called up. Razak Simpson has started. He's playing every minute. Ghana Premier League. He doesn't get called up. So if we appreciate what Otuado's criterion is for calling players, then we'll understand. Maybe it's the top 5 leagues in Europe.
We'll go to Bill shortly. But as I mentioned, Japan are really taking this match very seriously. And even on their bench, you have Kamada of Crystal Palace. And then they also do have Wataru Endo of Liverpool on the bench. In the starting 11, there's the likes of Kubo, Minamino, Duan of Frankfurt, all in the
And their
team
players play,
as well.
They play
And,
regularly
Bill,
at club level.
from the Ghana side, how positive are Ghanaians from the lineup? Are they hopeful that the Black Stars can pull a surprise?
It's a mix. It's a mix of the two. And I'm going to take a look at some of the comments on social media. Michael Schofield is saying we are cooked in midfield for sure. He's not confident about the midfield lineup. Of course, Kwesi Sibo, Francis Abu would be in midfield. We have GNB official who is saying we'll go beat them like 3-0. Very confident scoreline there. I don't remember the last time the Black Stars beat Japan 3-0. I know they beat them 2-0, but not 3-0. And Impeccable Beam is saying these are some of the matches we should test Benjamin Asare if he's going to be our number one in the upcoming World Cup. But see, he's been benched. And Spooky is saying win. And then Kwesi Terminator is saying, so we are going to experiment with Japan. And then Spydem is saying, I'm a Japanese fan, but I think they will lose. Semenyo will score 2 goals. Emmanuel Fosu-Mensah is saying, you don't want to test Asare. And then KDG is saying, let's humble Japan. Ed is saying, I don't trust this Jonas guy at all. Can't defend, can't pass, but hopefully he proves us wrong. And then Bediako is saying, good, Asare is not starting. Not be small goals you drink today.
But I mean, on Asare, the goalkeeping issue. I don't know. What do you guys make of it? It's logical not to start Asare given he only arrived on Wednesday. Or do
He
you
arrived
think
in Japan on Wednesday.
Yeah.
The team arrived in Japan on Wednesday.
He arrived on Thursday.
He arrived Thursday morning.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yesterday.
Just yesterday.
Yeah. So I think he trained once with the team in the evening.
Why? Well, what was the reason?
Once again, there was no official communication.
Yeah, because we've known
Yeah.
for months that we'll be playing Japan and South Korea in these matches. So if it was visa issues, ticketing,
or maybe he played in the super. He's played in the super clash against
yeah, but it
Kotoko.
was a Sunday.
Yes.
He could have left Sunday evening.
Sunday night.
Or even Monday morning.
Yes, and then still be there.
And in 48 hours, he should be done on Wednesday. Not
So we can forgive them.
Maybe it is part of the plan not to start him. Let's not forget, Japan is the first team outside of the 3 host nations to qualify to play in this to qualify for the World Cup. So I assume that they have a very clear plan, and I'm not suggesting Ghana hasn't got a clear plan. Japan know what they're doing, and this is one of the games. So we also have to be sure what we're doing with this game, and I'm sure it's in Otoado's head.
But I mean, Otto himself said that Benjamin is number 1, so we can assume maybe he's just given
He's
Joseph
seen enough.
because Joseph has been called, I think, since the Unity Cup, but he's never had the opportunity to be in post. And if he doesn't get in now, from March going, I think Otto will probably be
but
playing
Unity
this.
Cup, that was in summer, in the summer.
Yeah.
Until now, how many games have we played?
I think
we played
about
2 matches during the Unity Cup,
and then
we played 4.
4 World Cup qualifiers,
So, you know,
6 games, yeah.
Yes, and we were playing the qualifiers.
Yeah.
We couldn't have really risked him being in the team. So it's neither here nor there.
But why not start at Tizigi? What's Otto looking for? Is it what his number 2? Is he looking for his
Maybe,
number
I
2?
think maybe he's looking for his number 3.
Number 3.
Maybe he knows Atizigi and Benjamin are going for the World Cup. So I think maybe
So
the 3 will
between-
be Wolcott, Manaf, Joseph.
Is Wolcott in the team?
No.
He hasn't been for a
called in
while.
But he was close to being number 1 for the last World Cup.
Yes.
And got a
but-
finger injury.
Yes, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
So this is the point is there are 2 or 3 goalkeepers in the team now.
3. Yes. Asare, Annan, and then Ziggy.
Okay, but what's his name? Wolcott is not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manaf is not there.
Yes.
So how could he be looking for number 3 when there are 3 goalkeepers in the team already?
Maybe Joseph is not. It's not certain.
Not part of the team.
Yes.
No, I'm only asking the questions. Yeah. I'm just asking.
But with just a few minutes to go to kick off, let me ask your expectation and then prediction. I mean, it's just a friendly match. Are you looking at the result? Are you looking at the performance?
It's not just a friendly match. You know, and it's one of the mistakes we make. Augustine kept saying, you can't be talking about just a friendly match with 7 odd months to the World Cup. You won't have so many opportunities. The next international break is in March.
Yeah.
That's a long time away, 4 months away. And then after March, The next one will be when you get together in June to play some friendly games. And those friendly games won't be
that tough.
Yeah, because you're days away from the World Cup. Even the players will be very careful. We've been there before. Yes, Akamiku comes to mind easily prior to Brazil 2014. So friendly matches in June won't give you much. However, the 2 games we play in March will be significant to whatever it is you're looking for, just like this game in November. So for me, it is not just a friendly match, or these 2 games, not just friendly matches. So the coach is going to have to go out with anything semblance of what he wants to see in 7 or 8 months' time. And that's how we should approach this game. I assume Japan will do the same. They've had a coach at the helm for several years. So he has some consistency. I will not worry too much about the results, rather than how we play and how we carry ourselves on the pitch throughout the 90 minutes.
For me, the results at the end of the day would not really be a problem for me, but how we perform, how we perform today. And I want to take from where Ernest ended. It is a friendly match, yes, but it is not just a friendly match. The Japanese team will just come at you. And I know that playing them over there, they will really start with that pace, the way they play. I have experienced that the Olympic team, for instance, we played them before we went to America. The first half we were losing, but we came back later on when we settled and we beat them over there. And so, yes, we are likely to see a very good game. But from the onset, you expect the Japanese to come at us. That's why we need to adapt certain strategies to outweigh them, to hold on, because they get a bit frustrated when you are able to hold on for a while. Then we can take advantage of them.
But what about you? What's your expectation?
Goals. I expect goals in this game. With the kind of lineup that we have and the number of key players I think are out, I do not feel as confident that Ghana can win, but I do think that Ghana will at least score a goal. I think it's probably going to end 2-1, 3-1 to Japan.
Bill is the bold one. He's gone with the prediction very early.
As for the prediction, yesterday I was watching the Nigeria match. Though they said they were going to win, but nobody predicted 4-1.
Yeah.
But they ended up.
And the game was very close for the 90 minutes.
Extra time. Yeah. But just on the system, we've seen Otto switch between the 3-back, back 4. Is it healthy?
It is not. It is not.
Do you think he needs to set his sight on one formation, or is it good to experiment and have a backup?
Thank you very much. So when you talk about the DNA, what is the DNA?
How you play?
So in terms, when it comes to football, the DNA should be your system, your format. So what is the DNA of Ghana as we speak? I've heard people talk about agro. What is agro football? Are we going out there to go and play with kids there? No. Our DNA should be our format. So that, assuming he's playing 3-5-2, the Black Stars should play 3-5-2. The Satellite should play 3-5-2. The Starlight should play 3-5-2. That is the DNA. Your DNA is that. So I have not been able to pinpoint what format Otto wants to apply. Because like you stated, some games you've seen back 4, other games you've seen back 3. The last game we played against Comoros, it was a back 3. Being Ajete, Jiku, and Salis. We've had matches that we've had back 4. So I think it's only the coach who will be able to let us understand what sort of format he has been using or he intends using going into the future. Other than that, we'll just keep on changing the format, which will not be better for us, because I felt that in the qualifiers, each time Kudus was shifted to the right, the team played well. When they shifted him in there, we were found wanting.
Yeah.
Each time Kudus was shifted to the right, like he's done with Tottenham, you see that we have the openings and spaces. But when he comes in, there's a problem. So once again, it depends on the players, the materials that you have, and the system to apply. But for national teams, our system should be fixed. Any team, any coach comes in, I'm in charge, I'm playing 4-4-2. it should be fixed. So any player that comes in will be able to slot in easily.
And today he's actually going with a back three of Jerome Opoku, and then there's Kojo Pepra, and then there's Jonas Ajeti.
And how quick is Jerome Opoku?
Yeah.
If you are playing a 3-back.
And I assume he'll play on the left.
Yes.
How quick is he? Maybe it will work out. Let's see.
So what do you make of the system?
But I'm guessing he said everything. He's played the game, so he understands how important these things are. You know, and there's nothing wrong doing the comparative analysis all the time. You look at the teams going into the World Cup, and I've got very high expectations of our team that we are not going to the World Cup to add up to the numbers. We're going because we want to make an impact, and we've been there before. We were on the verge of reaching the semi-finals until some unfortunate decision-making on the pitch 15 years ago, or 15 and a half years ago, yes. So you take the Spanish team, you take the Argentine team, you take the English team, you take to some extent the Portuguese team, name them. The teams, French team, the teams we believe may win the World Cup a little over 7 or 8 months from now. And they have some level of consistency, the way they line up, the way they play and all of that. It doesn't change. You get it. Roberto Martinez has been Portugal coach as long as Otoado has been. I mean, what, a little over a year, 2 years, something. Yeah, Deschamps has been there longer. Scaloni has been there longer. And Tuchel is even the latest when we talk about these coaches taking over. A year so. So clearly, we've got to be consistent with the way we look on the pitch and play on the pitch, so that when you bring in players, the players will know where to slot in. If it's club football, even today, club coaches are pushing to have a certain number of controllable players. As in, some club coaches will tell you, we need 25 and not more. And then we'll augment that with players coming from the youth ranks or juvenile teams throughout the season. So what is our style? What's our DNA, as Augustine mentioned? So that we pick players to fit that DNA or to fit that style on a regular basis, rather than you have the same pool of players. Today we do a back three, tomorrow is a back four. I do not feel that is consistent enough. You know, you watch. I watched the French game yesterday against Ukraine, and when they appeared, they were struggling in the first half to score goals, even create chances. I said, these guys will break these Ukrainians down.
They brought another striker.
And that's exactly what they did. You get it. When a player goes out of the team, it is not a struggle who replaces him, because the guys have been there. They know what they are doing. They know. So Manu Kone comes in. There's no, the French player who is at Milan, what's his name? The Rabiot. Yeah. Rabiot is not around. Yeah. They bring back Kante. They bring Manu Kone. And they play the same double pivot. Easy. So it depends on what your style is, what your DNA is, what your orientation is. And that must inform the players you call
bring
into the team. But you don't keep swapping regardless of the players you've got in camp. But again, Otto is the coach. He's qualified us to go to the World Cup. So often we say that he knows better. So we leave him to do what he's doing. We're here to share opinions and make contributions to how better we can look. But in the end, he is the decision maker.
Well, let's go to Bill just to keep us up to date on what's going on social media ahead of the match.
Yeah, Jasper is very happy that Semenyo is captain. He's seeing Captain Semenyo, more heat for him. And then Gail Binti is saying, wishing Brandon Thomas Asante a goal today. Of course, he was a player of the month back in the championship, and so he's been in very, very good form. Aidiasi Kaisedo is saying, good to see new faces in the lineup. We hope that they perform well. And then Blackie is also saying, what's the composition? Is it a 4-2-3-1, a 4 what? Benji has already given his prediction. He thinks Japan will win by 4-1. That's a huge scoreline. And then Basa City is saying it's a must-win game today. Son of a Prophet is saying, we go for the win, guys. Score them wutu. Leo D is also saying go for the win. Gerard is saying good luck. And then Brad Poli is also asking why Asare is on the bench, and he believes that this game was the one to test him. And then Habibat is saying the stats of Joseph Anang is not bad. Didn't we know we have two good goalkeepers, and then we also have Benjamin Asare in there as well. And so, yes. And then Rio Drizzle is also saying Joseph Anang is better than all our goalkeepers. We hope to see how he performs against Japan. This is definitely a litmus test for him.
Or definitely a litmus test. And we'll be crossing over to the feed quite shortly. But let's talk about, Otto Addo. It's been a difficult past maybe a year and a half for him. The conversation on Otto is almost like polar opposites. There's really no in between. There are those who want him in, and there are those who, regardless of his achievements, want him out. I don't know, which side of the scale do you fall on, and what have you made of his second stint as Black Stars coach?
Like you stated, rightly so. If you look at the qualifiers for the AFCON, we didn't do well. But the World Cup, we've done well. So, for me personally, I've not been one of those who was calling for his head. But one thing that I think he should do and do it well is to not engage sometimes with journalists. Recently, there was this, whether it was an agenda or a setting up, about some players who, after the qualification, had players to come and play for Ghana, and then I was praying that he did not comment, but he commented. Because between now and the World Cup, like Ernest stated, 7 months away, you can't tell me that if one of those players mentioned is playing so well, like you can't do without that player, you say that what? You are going to invite the player because Ghanaians don't want. You are the coach. If we've given you the support to handle the team, don't be engaged in certain agendas and also comment. Because we all have brought into this to comment about players who either want to come and play or not. As a coach, I think that after the team not qualifying for the AFCON, I think he went back, reflected on things that he needed to do, and he's done that perfectly. So you could see that during the qualifiers, for the World Cup qualifier, the last matches that we played, we were solid. And one area that we've improved on that I appreciate and commend them for is we now seem to score more goals when we have set pieces. Unlike previously when we kept having 10 corner kicks and not score one goal. But if you look at the goals that we scored recently, most of them have come from corner kicks. And that's one area that we've improved on. Because I always say the national team, to bring players together, is not difficult. You meet 2-3 days. But what you have to do is to firm up your strategies, your format, which includes set pieces and all. So within this short space of time, he's been able to improve that aspect of our team, which I commend him for that. I think he brought in a free kick specialist or something who is part of the
set
team.
piece specialist.
Like Arsenal have done. Now when you are playing against Arsenal and there's a corner kick, it is either a goal or almost about scoring. So that area I want to commend him, and I want him to keep his composure. Keep his composure. You are the coach. You decide what the team needs to do. And then who will support you? We can only come in when it doesn't go well. So he should be himself and not be engaged with sometimes journalists when they pose questions. And like one match he asked a question, so I've been a scout for 6 months, and then the journalist was like, okay, so now I see you as a better scout than the coach.
Yeah.
For me personally, I don't think it was right.
At least we saw them reconcile. But we'll go for a quick break here. When we come back, we'll be trying to get you the feed for the match between Japan and Ghana. For the technical hitch, as we try to get you the feed of the live game, is currently Japan 1, Ghana 0. We've done about 10 minutes in that one at the Toyota Stadium in Japan. And I'm still here with my gentlemen. It's not that much of a big surprise. Auguste mentioned how the Japanese like to start very early.
Start fast, beat, and get the goals. So I'm not surprised they're up. Now we check how we respond to it. Our last meeting produced 5 goals. 4 for them, 1 for us. So we are either going to turn this around and score 4 against their 1 or whatever. Because in the end, like I said, this shouldn't be treated as a mere friendly match. We won't have too many opportunities between now and the period of the World Cup. So some of the advantages these teams have, like Nigeria, like the DRC, and the teams that will be involved in the continental playoffs, they are still playing very competitive games in the playoffs. And they'll play in the AFCON.
Yeah.
So this should be our playoff. This should be our AFCON.
Yeah.
Until we get together again in March. So I don't know whether it's in-game change, substitutions, whatever. I look forward to Otto and his team. We don't have the pleasure of watching, so then it's difficult. Okay, we've just seen the goal. Bill is doing some magic for us to see the goal.
Yeah.
to see the goal. So maybe Bill will talk through it.
So this is Japan's first goal. You can see, carved open the defense there, and then Takumi Minamino was able to...
That was a good finish, huh?
That was a very good finish.
Bill, can you bring it back so that we see?
Yes, so here.
So
this
from
is the point.
midfield.
So there was an interception.
Who is that?
Let me just pause here.
So that's Jerome. You remember?
Let's
you
bring it
remember
back
Augustine asked
here.
the question,
No, I
how
think Jerome's
quick
on the left,
No,
right?
he's on the left, but look at it. Look at Jerome. Look at where the ball comes to. Look at it.
Slow.
Yeah.
Look, you see where Jerome is. So now he has to track back.
Look, he's not
Yeah, so open.
And look at the central defensive position.
So open over there.
You see? So
So
this is a ball that moved from left side of defense to central midfield. Left side of defense to central midfield, central defense. And the goal was produced. So you see from here. Look.
But
Out of position.
You see?
Totally out. So it just carves open a lot of space.
I think they're right. If you could go back from here.
But you see, hold on there. Hold on there. See where Jerome is coming from. He should look here. He should close Kobo.
Okay.
There should be any shadow back in there.
But even if you stop it at this point, Bill, if you could stop it,
He could have fouled him there.
go back a bit. Go back a bit.
Bill, please, yes, come back.
Even at this point,
Come back.
Yeah.
Okay, here.
Okay.
At this
So
point.
I think Ghana loses the ball here.
Yes. And it's 3-on-3.
But keep an eye on the
Yes.
right centre back.
Sibo was out of position.
On
The right centre back
The
there.
right centre back.
No, he is positioned well.
Just keep your eye on the right centre back and let's go. I just want to show you something. Why is he getting attracted to the central man when there's already cover?
when there's another person
So he
going there.
leaves his man
So he
there.
leaves his man. He leaves Minamino.
He's trying to cover the other.
Yeah, so this is a defense. So that's
I
Jonas
think there was
Ajeti.
a
This is
lack
a
of
defensive matter,
communication, yes.
defensive challenge.
Defensive miscommunication.
Yeah, clearly.
Once more.
Sibo was.
Sibo is out of
I don't know. Were we
position.
playing a high line
Yeah,
or
where's
something? Look at where Jerome was.
Sibo was. Yeah, just to.
Should the goalkeeper be doing better?
Oh,
No, I don't think there's
he was
much he could
he
do.
was vulnerable at that
Yeah,
point.
I didn't think there was much he could
Yesterday,
do.
was vulnerable
I
at that
saw the
point.
Gabonese coach argue with his goalkeeper for conceding against Osimhen his first goal.
Yeah.
But it was raining,
Yeah.
and the ball had that skip
Yeah.
on the. So it wasn't easy for the goalkeeper. Like this one, I said, could the goalkeeper have done something? It's very instant.
Yeah.
A split second bump, the ball is there.
And it was vulnerable because he had been opened up. Look at it. Look. So he had goalkeeper at his
All the
mercy.
time in the world.
It is not easy to save such balls.
Beautiful finish.
And he plays the ball. He plays the ball at the far end. So
Sibo was out of
Sibo
position. How was he
was
going?
way over
Yes.
there. Sibo was way over. And
When
he's
the
supposed to be
ball-
the screen.
Yeah.
So when the
mentioned
ball
that
is in
as
our
well.
area, the defensive, they call the DMs, are always a little bit ahead of the back four. He should not be there.
Yeah.
does
He's-
it
he's
look
too
like
far
we
ahead.
lost the ball?
I'm trying to understand what the
whether we had the ball and lost it.
We're trying to give a pass.
I think someone lost the ball
And the
higher.
defender intercepted.
I believe someone lost. Yeah. Someone lost the ball.
Semenyo lost the ball.
Yeah.
Semenyo lost it. Yeah, but
So Oracle, you see why we can't refer to these games as mere friendly games. You can't, because these little details make a big difference.
yeah.
You understand? At the highest level, you could meet teams like this. We met South Korea, was it? In the last World Cup. We beat them 3-2, did we?
Yeah.
We beat them 3-2. So at the highest level, you could meet teams like this. And
Oh yeah.
no, so this was clearly a
the right
defensive
centre back
challenge.
was too drawn to the man in the middle. He could have stayed wide and trusted his partner.
I think that's Pepper, right?
Yeah, it should be. I think it
Pipra
should
is playing,
be.
is
because
playing
Jonas
centrally.
is right in the middle, so it should be
Yeah, that's
Pepper.
Pepper.
Yeah,
So are we
that's
playing
Pepper.
4 at the back or 3 at the
Nah,
back?
three at the back.
It's 3 at the back.
So UNC is playing up front more
Yeah,
Yeah.
as a right
as an
back.
attacking
Yeah.
winger.
Yes.
Because
That's
you see
right
where he
back.
was. Look at where UNC was. UNC couldn't obviously come back to cover this one.
Yeah,
Hey,
it was,
Pepper slipped.
it was a bit too late for
Yeah,
that.
a bit too late for him to come.
But if you look at the statistics, 23 minutes played so far in that game between Japan and Ghana. Japan have 56% of the ball. Ghana have 44% of the ball. Interestingly, the 4 shots in the game so far all have
belong to
played
Japan.
How did you know? did you guess that one?
No, I didn't
But I
guess.
told you that we are going to start.
Yeah.
It's always like that when you play them over there. I remember I've gone through that mill. 1995, the Olympic team went to South Korea. I played 2 friendly matches with them. The first game, the first 30, 40 minutes, we were just...
You were off.
You were off.
Yeah.
But the match ended up 0-0 because we were able to absorb
Yes.
the heat and then subsequently we nearly won. But the second game, because they had studied us, we lost that game because we changed our goalkeeper and we tried to bring in another and then we lost. So these teams, when you play them over there, the fans, you can't even hear your colleagues speak because the noise, so much noise.
Stadium is packed.
It's
eh?
packed.
Obviously,
The stadium
look,
is
Yeah,
packed.
it's
Look,
packed, yeah.
Stadium is,
There's
at least
so
from
many
what we're
people.
seeing.
Yeah, so
Because
many
like
people.
Ernest stated, between now and the next 6-7 months, the only time we'll be able to play is in March.
Yes.
All these African teams that have qualified for the World Cup are all taking part of
They
the
are
AFCON.
playing, and they are playing in the AFCON.
And next month is the beginning of the AFCON.
Yes.
For the first time, AFCON starts in
In
December.
December.
So I think it's because of the World Cup coming up.
Yes, yes.
They want
I'm
to end quickly. And we need to take these games very seriously.
And so, yeah, if we're still here with us on TV3, we do apologize for the delay in telecasting the match. Our technicians are working around the clock, and we do promise you that we would be showing you at least the majority of the match. And so, kindly stick and stay with us. Still Japan leading by 1-0, thanks to a goal from Monaco forward Minamino. Let me just go quickly to Bill on some reactions to Japan taking the lead.
Yeah, some reactions to Japan taking the lead. Someone decided to, add salt to the wound by posting the goal once again. But this is a comment from It Is Him. Them go score we plenty. Oh, Girl BT is saying we need to take friendly matches seriously. They are affecting our FIFA ranking. I think she has a point there. Gazi is saying Minamino Duamu, where Shatadi? I think there's a Shatawale song that sort of relates to him. So that's what he's referring to. Teddy Joe is saying back pass, no door, so Charlie. Too many back passes. He's not happy with that. Inquire is saying then we will drink today. And then Beam Nation Mortar is saying 3 minutes woto. So fast. And then Agenda is also saying woto. Apex is saying 4 more to go. So he reckons that Japan are going to win by 5 goals. And the post guy is saying, go bring quality players. I will say, ... So he doesn't think the players around right now are quality. Son of Awo is saying, Mwasong. That means they are not good enough. And then Guapachison is saying, nothing special, playing like you guys never touched the ball before. Wow. And then Livid is saying 4-0 full time. Not looking good. And then Kofi Dako is saying not even one shot after 20 minutes. Blant's Ghana is also asking where Caleb Yuenchi is because his position was empty. Kwenu Isaac is also saying we are there today. And then Yves Mens is saying Oyiwa. So these are the comments flooding in so far. Ghanaians are definitely not happy that Japan have gotten the lead quite early against the Black Stars in the Korean Challenge Cup.
And so, I mean, Ghana have got their first shot of the game in the 27th minute. It was worth an XG of 0.10. And so we don't have an idea of how it looks yet. But as I mentioned, we're working around the clock to ensure that we bring you the feed so you can enjoy the Korean Cup match between Japan and then Ghana. But we're still here in the studio. As we wait, we'll continue to discuss what's happening in the match. And it looks as if it's more of a 5-4-1, which automatically means that he's trying to accommodate someone like Brandon Thomas Asante and Semenyo.
As the lone striker?
No, so it looks as if there's the two in behind. And so if it's a 3-4-3, let me just take a look at that. If it's a 3-4-3, there's Kamaldeen Sulemana, there's Thomas Asante, and then there's Antoine
That's
Semenyo.
3-4-3.
Is that a balanced front?
So there's nothing like 5-4-1.
Okay.
From where I stand. Because it could always be 5 when you are playing 3 centre backs.
Yeah.
So you have 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And then you have like Renchi and this person. When we are going into attack, they have to join the attack. When we are coming to defend, they come in so that we can have 5 at the back.
5 at the back.
Yes.
Okay.
But normally the system should be 3 at the back and you have 5 in the middle.
Okay.
And then you can have the attack. But 5 in the middle, the lateral defenders could always become defenders.
Yeah.
But you have to play this system when you have very quick fullbacks.
Yeah.
In this, they call them wing backs.
Okay, yeah. The wing backs.
Because they find themselves there trying to give the last pass and then also come back to come and defend when we lose the ball. So you should have players who have, that is my favorite system. Playing especially in Turkey, that was my favorite system.
Because you always pack the midfield
Yes.
when necessary. And
When
then
necessary,
you are light
and then you
when
can
you're
always,
going
but
forward,
you need
yes.
very good wing backs that will go and be coming to come and defend. Like someone was saying, where was Renchi? Where was he at that point? Because we still had the ball in our area.
Yeah. Okay, yes. Now you make that point. So I guess then, so I ask, if we're playing 3 at the back, do we have the players to support that system at this point? I mean,
That is
from
what
a
I've
technical
said,
point.
yeah.
Yeah. Because I guess it makes a cogent point. The ball was lost in our half.
Yeah.
Yurenchi was in our half.
Yeah.
Or where was he?
There was no need he should be happy. He should be defended because we still have the ball in our
Because
area.
he's a wing back.
Yeah.
So there's no need that we should have that space there. It means that he had already moved whilst he should have
The
stayed.
team was, yeah.
He should have been there. So he could have covered for the player who came in when Ajete also lost that ball. Renchi should be there covering for Ajete because we were still.
He was very far. You look at the video.
We were still in
It was
our half.
very far.
I mean, what do you think in the end Ghana have we shown enough character to be able to say that this Ghana team should be able to come back from this difficult start?
We can't
And that
really
was
blame
all.
this because for me, I've stated it is a friendly game, yes, but we should have that thing in mind that for as long as we are going to play the World Cup, we should get all our good players for these matches. Because we should know that we are not part of the AFCON next month. So this is our AFCON. To be able to put players together. But most of the players did not show up, either through injury or we excuse them not to come. If you look at the distance in traveling,
Yeah.
then we could also try and fix some of these matches where we'll be able to get most of our players.
Well, I mean, it's very important that you mentioned that we should be able to, get these players and go strong in these games.
Yes. We don't have luxury of time.
Very, very important there. But let's just go through the statistics in that one. It's still Japan 1, Ghana 0, and Ghana slowly growing into the game. They've now moved from 1 shot to 3 shots in the game. However, none of the efforts are on target as Japan currently sit on 5 shots on target in that one. And so we're trying to get you the feed to that match as well. But if you look on the bench for Ghana, there's a number of players, maybe not as experienced when it comes to the national team. But there's Ali Duseidu, there's Prince Osei, who's the striker at Montreal, there's Salisu, Kelvin Nkrumah, and then there's Gideon Mensah Bonsuba in Saudi Arabia, Ebenezer Annan, Prince Edu Kwabena, Victoria Pilsen in Czech Republic. Does he have enough there to change a game?
All these players that you mentioned who want to come in and stake a claim. Especially this guy who plays in Victoria Pilsen.
Yeah.
I've been following him. He seems not to be a bad player. And I think he would love to be introduced maybe in the second half. Because Ali Duseidu, we've seen him how many games? Gideon Mensah, we've seen him, we know him. But Bonsu, who is now in Saudi Arabia, yes, he played a couple of matches. The other guy, Prince Owusu, who came in and played the last 2 matches as a sub, he's not a bad player. That we should all give the opportunity for them to exhibit exactly what they have. They have to put it out there for us to see that given the opportunity, they could also stake a claim in the team. So I expect that in the second half, probably the coach will effect some changes to allow for these players to show us what they are capable of doing.
And just to add to it, Augustine, I watch Kamaldeen Suleiman, and I say yes, he's had his issues with injuries for a number of years now. But a game like this is pivotal. He's been a big part player in this Black Stars team for a long time. So a game like this should bring him to the fore because
he should ginger him.
Because he's had a rare start. So what you do with games like this is to not just stake a claim, but to make the point that
let the coach think.
Exactly. That if everybody is around, I should be starting in this in these games because I don't know. I'm following the game, and he's easily one of our most gifted forwards in this game. He's easily one of our experienced players in this game. So he should be doing more than he's done thus far. I don't know, maybe because we've been struggling with goal scorers in the Ghana team for a number of years now. Many appear to be excited about Brandon Thomas Asante. Yeah, he plays in a league that I consider good, but obviously not at the level of a top 5 league or anything like that. I see stories about him regularly, and there appear to be some liking for the things he's doing. This is a mammoth game for him as well. From what I have seen in 34 minutes, I'm not sure he's taking the claim he should be in this Black Stars team. I have also seen that Semenyo is playing almost everywhere. I get a sense, I guess maybe because he's wearing the captain's armband, so then he has to do more. But he's everywhere. I'm seeing him everywhere on the pitch, trying to make things happen. He often will play on the wings. Yeah. He's more central in this game. So again, for me, games like this can't be considered mere friendly matches. They've got to be contributing to how we want to look, how resolute, how robust we want to play in the World Cup, because that is our next major competitive outing.
The South Korea game will even be difficult than this match.
Because they are faster.
Yeah.
And they are solid.
Yeah, they are faster.
But I mean, we can end up equalizing and probably go ahead to win. Because this Japanese team, when you are able to hold them for like 30 minutes and then you begin to play, they are also found wanting. But I totally agree with what Enes said. Kamaldeen, very good talent. This is the match he has to step up. Who are the people prompting him to be able to take this position and do it so well? He should not take this lightly at all, even though it is a friendly match.
Was very important, as you mentioned, that he stays within the game and tries to at least stake a claim for himself because
if not, he will just be a part-timer within the team.
Yeah.
He always come in, play 20 minutes, 10 minutes, and that's it. Because he's a good player. When he moved from Denmark to France, that's that year.
Yeah, that year.
The way he played, but unfortunately got injured, and he's never been a command.
And we were all surprised that Doku made the move to City and he went to Southampton because we had seen both of them play in Ligue 1. I spent a lot of time in France. So
they were in the same team.
And he was playing. Kamaldeen was.
He was playing, and Doku somehow sit on the bench.
His pace menacing.
At the time you were in France,
So we were all surprised that Doku made the move to City, and he made the move to Southampton. Now he's got another opportunity to play in Atalanta. Atalanta has been the last 7 years. It's been one of the main teams in Europe because of their style of play. Gianpiero Gasperini is left to go to Roma. It's Sterling, but they've got Palladino now, Rafael Palladino now, who also plays the Gasper type of football. So we hope that he picks it up again at Atalanta. They are playing in the UEFA Champions League. They are playing in Serie A. He has to do something with it. Because when you go to the World Cup, it is not enough to say you've got a starting 11 that's great.
Yeah.
You will have challenging games. And how do you bring players who can come from the bench and turn it all around? I give you examples. For instance, the last World Cup in 2022 in Qatar. Argentina had always played with certain players. In fact, won the Copa with certain players. Then they start and Saudi Arabia bring them down to earth, having played 36 or so games unbeaten. Then the coach is very humble and says, okay, maybe this one may not work. Let me change it. He touches the midfield, touches the attack, brings on a striker, an attacker, Alvarez, who moves better, maybe can keep the ball better than Lautaro, does that. In midfield, he brings in Enzo, brings in McAllister ahead of the Roma player and those other players. And then he changes the team completely, and he's kept to that team. So that even when they get together and you consider the game not to be very important, these guys are still playing together.
Yeah.
And so we've got to make those decisions and stick with them. So if you're a player who is considered this talented and important, in games like this, you've got to show it. And that is what I expect a Kamaldeen Sulemana to do in this game. I'm watching the game. I am not impressed with our movement. Look how we've lost the ball. Look at it. You see? And I don't know. If Sibo was a constant fixture for Real Oviedo in Segunda coming to La Liga. But La Liga has started, we've had that conversation, 10 matches or 11 matches into the season, and he's not playing regularly. I am not seeing his control in midfield. So days like this, you miss Thomas Partey, because then who calms the ball, who keeps it, and you expect that, okay, Abu Francis will do that. He's not as experienced as Thomas. So, anyway, these are the things I am seeing so far in the game.
On that note, we go for a quick break. We do apologize as we still try to get you the feed between Japan and Ghana in the Caribbean Cup. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back from the break. You're still live here on TV3, and we do have the feed from the Toyota Stadium as Japan lead the Black Stars by 1-0. Goal scored by Minamino, and so we can enjoy the last bits of the first half. As you can see there, Japan on the attack as is 1-0 in favor of the Samurai Blue in that match as well. So we've done about 45 minutes in that match, and referee has added 1 minute, and so we'll be seeing off the first half with the last few seconds, and then second half would get the full second half for you live here on TV3, but it's currently Japan who lead by 1-0 there, and have dominated the starting proceedings, but Ghana have slowly grown into the game as they've managed to at least level the possession 50-50, and then also get in a few shots. Japan with 5 shots, Ghana with 3 shots. However, the only 2 shots on target have come from the Asian side, who have for large parts controlled the game against Ghana. And so there you do have it. A referee should be blowing his whistle for the end of the first half pretty shortly. And yes, that goes to the end of the first half as Japan who lead by 1-0 thanks to a brilliant finish from Takumi Minamino at age 30. He's still shining bright with a lovely finish past goalkeeping. That's the debutant for the Black Stars, Joseph Annan, as he slotted the ball home to give the Samurai Blue the lead and the only goal so far in the match as Japan lead the Black Stars by 1-0. Remember that this match is being played at the Toyota Stadium in Japan, and it's about 7:45 p.m. there, and it's a 44,000 capacity stadium, and so it's quite packed as Ghana and Japan once again renew their rivalry. And so those are the highlights from the first half. I'm still here in studio with my pundits, that's Dr. Neskranting, Augustine Ahimfo, and Bill as well. And so there's a recap of the first half that we do have on our screen there, but I mean, yes, we've not seen much of the game ourselves due to the technical issues that we have, but that was a poor kick out by Joseph Annan, wasn't it?
Yeah, and a better side will convert this one. A better side will convert this one. The World Cup is the highest level you can get it without thinking any.
They have rehearsed this corner.
Yes, if I mean a better player will convert this one. Forget about anything Cristiano Ronaldo is saying about the World Cup not being a dream. But
so was Ghana actually losing the ball?
We lost the ball. Yeah. Semenyo lost the ball in the middle of the park.
And then
and then that was it. But the game is being played in a half more.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It appears.
That is the problem. So I think we were right. Ghana did have possession of the ball.
Yeah.
It was actually a really good finish.
Yeah, very good finish.
Yeah, I mean, at first I thought Joseph could have done better.
No, there was nothing he could do about it. He dived well and went the direction, but maybe the ball was a bit more stretched there. Okay, that wasn't bad.
Asante.
Wasn't bad.
I think he deflected before he got to him.
Yeah, made it a bit difficult.
Yeah, he deflected before he got to him.
That could have gone in, eh?
Yeah.
The defender did a good job.
Very good chance. I think that was our first shot of the match.
None on target
yet.
That could have also gone in.
Not necessarily rehearsed.
quite opposite to what we saw from Japan. But I mean, it could have gone anywhere.
Yeah.
I'll be glad to see the second half and how our boys.
But to end up 1-0 in the first half isn't bad.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. They are playing at home. They have a more consistent side than ours. So 5 shots, 2 for Ghana, corners 1 for Ghana, free kicks. We've had free kicks, huh?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a stop-start.
Not a bad start in the first.
A couple of our players actually picked up nibbles. I think I saw Kwesi Sibo also going off there for treatment, and Derek Cohn also had an issue with his rib when he fell. But largely, it's not been too bad for the Black Stars. I think the most important statistic there is the fact that it still remains 1-0. Usually, against the Japanese, when you concede 1, early it could become a bloodbath.
Yes.
They tend to go back to back and build on momentum.
Yeah, the reason I said that the result is, 1-0 is not bad at this point in time. It could have ended up being 3-0, but 1-0, the likelihood of Ghana coming back is very high. So,
Bill, what are people saying at halftime?
The comments are not looking so good so far on social media. Kofi Dako is saying creativity 0, back pass bebre. It's like the players are not playing to win. Definitely not a happy guy. Young Homie is saying you all are playing like aerial ball. No coordination, nothing. Apu. And Che is saying Ghana back pass. So that means that there are so many back passes that have been spotted during this game. Sammy Austin is saying, "Boy, no dear, the Japan people take a World Cup. They play European system. It go hard for Ghana. Neck pressing pa." Yes. And Young Homie again is saying, "Really wasted my time to stay home for this." He's definitely not happy. Akrabat is saying, "You people, okay, this one is not too good." Chief is also saying 45 minutes gone and Ghana haven't had a shot on target. This is really funny. So the comments have not been looking good so far. People are not happy. Ghanaians are not happy. But we hope to see a better second half. The start wasn't so great, but they gradually grew into the game. And so hopefully the second half will be better for the Black Stars.
Oh, you did predict a 2-1, didn't you?
Yeah, I did predict a 2-1.
Or 3-1.
I said 2 or 3. So we can get to...
Yeah.
So which one are you choosing?
Okay, at this time, I think I'll choose the 2-1.
Where will Ghana's one come from?
We saw Brandon Thomas Asante get an opportunity, even though it was deflected before it got to him. You could see that he was able to get a kick on the ball, even though he had pressure on him. I think he's showing signs. Semenyo, unfortunately, is looking like he's doing too much as the captain of the team for the day, and he definitely has to calm his nerves down. And this will probably be the time he can, go into the halftime break and really talk to the boys and also calm himself down and perform better in the second half. But I think the likeliest guy to score for me will be Brandon Thomas Asante.
Let me come to you, gentlemen. How does Otto change this? And at what time does he throw caution to the wind and say, you know what, let me just go for it, bring on an extra attacker, take off a defender, and
I
just
think
try.
he should maintain the team for the next 5-10 minutes,
Yes.
and then he can effect a change
Yes.
if he's so called.
At least for the benefit of those of us who didn't see it. He could play with this team for another, 10-15 minutes.
Yeah. 15 minutes.
Because I get the sense the gap is not very wide. You look at the stats from the game, and then the gap is not very wide. Obviously, the game has been played in the Ghana half more, but you expect that because they are playing at home, they play high line, support base, everything. But again, what are we looking for in this game? And I'm sure that will influence whatever substitutions we make. I do not think we've got great players on the bench to come on and this is like majority of this team, 70-80% of them would have been the players coming from the bench if we had some of our guys who are not playing in today's game. So I don't know.
Okay, so what about you? If you could make a sub, if he waits for the 5-10 minutes and
I think
it still stays the same.
I will keep Brendan Asante throughout this game because he's been invited a couple of times.
Keep him throughout.
He's playing well with Coventry. We haven't really seen him in the national team, so I will keep him throughout the game. Take him off probably the last 5-10 minutes if I have to, and then. But for the defense, I will effect a change if I have good substitutes there. But
would you replace? Would you bring someone like a Salisu or Ali Seidu, or would you want to rather bring in another midfielder or an attacker, maybe.
I am not sure. Sorry, Augustine. I'm not sure about Alidu Seidu because he's also not necessarily the fastest, and we're playing a back three. Unless, of course, maybe the coach is going to revert to the four at the back.
Yeah.
If you keep the back three, I don't know how easy it will be for Alidu to play in a back three, either as one of the centre backs or the one attacking. Urenchi is faster, maybe keeps the ball better. Alidu is more grounded. So it depends on what you're looking to do.
But do you know that Urenchi's normal position is a defensive midfielder?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's where he plays.
That's where he plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a midfielder.
But maybe because he's fast, so maybe the coach
he's
is
quick,
thinking
he could play there. But he's because when you are looking to,
But why do we do these chop changes like that? I mean, if you bring the player, or it doesn't matter that the player plays a certain way at club level, and you bring them and you want them to play a different way in the national team.
that is when you don't want to take some players out of the team.
Okay.
And the player is that good, so you
Okay.
want to put him in there.
Okay.
And so you decide to keep the player that would have probably sacrificed and put him there in the team and also try to. So you have to reform and then play a format that you think will suit Renchi being in the team. Because one, he's quick. And as some defensive midfielders are very quick, like Kante.
Very fast.
You lose the ball, he's there to take it. Yeah. So we need to.
And as Augustine said, keep Thomas in the game throughout. I don't know, is there another striker in the team?
So we have
In this
Prince
squad.
Osei-Usu.
Okay, the guy who is at Montreal.
And then we have Prince Eduku Abuna, Victoria Pilsen.
The one who plays in Czech Republic.
Yeah. So maybe he's going to bring them on
But
at some point.
is he a striker or he plays from the left?
No, so for
The Victoria Pilsen player.
no, he plays as an out-and-out striker.
Striker.
Oh, okay.
Got the 2 goals or so I've watched him score
He usually drifts wide
from the left
Yeah,
to come.
yeah,
So
yeah.
against Roma,
Yeah.
against also the local league,
Yeah.
I've always seen him operate from that.
So he's the type of striker that likes to run down the channels.
It's a floating striker.
Yeah.
Like when Augustine was young.
Floating.
Yeah, he doesn't stay
One
too
area.
ideal.
He's always left, right.
Yeah, trying to go down, stretch a defense and all
So,
of
but
that.
keep Thomas in the game another 20 minutes of the second half. And then you can look at these two guys in the last 25 minutes. Because Augustine, we have a goal-scoring challenge in the front. It is without question that we've shared the goals around. So Jordan is scoring. Thomas particularly is scoring goals.
Kudus.
Kudus. Thomas was the second highest scorer for us in the qualifiers.
Yeah.
And that is when Thomas has someone who will do the tackling and then he's free to go forward. So if we can get a number of players who will score the goals from the front for us, it will be good. So that we're not overly reliant on a Jordan or a Kudus. And today we've got 3 attacking players who are getting the goals at club side. We're fortunate, We have this Montreal guy who is scoring goals in the MLS. We've got the Thomas who is scoring goals with Coventry. Kamal Dean in Atalanta. And then the Victoria Pleasant guy and Semenyo.
Yeah.
So put them in there. Let's see. At least we've got 2 out of the 4 starting, or 3 out of the 5 starting in Thomas, Semenyo, and Kamal Dean. So we can try the other 2 and see how
the 2
it
princes.
goes. Yes.
You know, if we've had the luxury of watching the first half like we expected,
It will be easier.
I would have been able to tell
Yeah.
you whether we have to revert to the back 4 or to maintain the back 3. But once again, 1-0, it's okay. It's a fair result for now. God, they started well and then they scored. But since then, we've been able to absorb the hit and then it's 1-0. Going into second half, we can also try and open up and see what we are capable of doing.
Well, if you joined us earlier, you'd have realized that we did show the end of the first half, and that's because the feed is finally in, and we do apologize if you did stay with us throughout for the delay in the feed in the Japan versus Ghana match. Would have the full match for you. That's the second half, at least for you to enjoy, and so you do want to stay with us as well. But just a reminder that this coverage is proudly brought to you by MTN everywhere you go, Hisense electronics, everyday prices for everyday people, and then there's Dewa Chop Money, Afa, and there's Blue Jeans energy drink as well for high performance and non-endurance. And there's My Life and My Way. For My Way is Enya My Way and then Kase No Way. And for My Life, you can get up to 17,840,000 CDs plus free cover for one selected family member with My Way insurance. You just have to dial *165# now. Remember that terms and conditions do apply. And so we'll be joining the second half feed pretty shortly. Before we do that, let me just quickly, at least now, get a confirmed prediction. This one I've made the job half easy. You've had the privilege of at least seeing how the first half has panned out. Bill goes for a 2-1 scoreline for Japan.
Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah.
It will end 1-1 for me.
Wow, 1-1.
We should get a goal in the second half. 1-1 should be fine.
Wow. It's a quite optimistic
I
side
don't know
of
if
the room.
Japan can score again, but I'm confident
Because
Ghana
the team,
will get a goal.
I think we seem to have settled
Yeah.
after conceding that early.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bill, you're still sticking with your 2-1?
Yeah, I'm still sticking with it. I think Japan will score one more, but the Black Stars will definitely score a goal, and I believe Brandon Thomas Asante will score that goal.
Bill is going for the extra tough, prediction. He's actually adding a goal scorer. But we'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll be joining for the second half of the game between Japan and Ghana. And so the second half of the game between Japan and Ghana has commenced. Currently the 47th minute in that match. Japan lead by 1-0. We're yet to see any changes from either of the teams as the second half commences. Brilliant skill by Kamaldeen Sulemana there, but unfortunately the ball goes out for a throw-in in favor of Japan.
Another attempt for Japan, isn't it?
Yeah,
Japan,
I think
again.
just as expected, the Japanese have come out very strongly.
And they still have the ball in Ghana's half, but intercepted once again. Yuenchi.
You know, Augustine mentioned how the Japanese like to start very strong with a lot of energy.
Yeah,
I think that's what we're seeing.
yeah. It seems they are very quick starters, and that's something that the Black Stars definitely have to be dealing with and dealing with better.
The atmosphere seems charged.
Yeah, so many fans filled up the stadium basically. It can get very, very tense for any away side.
You know, one thing that a lot of people don't factor in is, you know, the jet lag that these players would feel. Because I think it's
At least 20 hours travel.
yeah, you travel for almost a whole day.
Yeah.
And the difference in the time zones as
Yeah.
of now, it's around 8 p.m. in Japan.
That's so different. It looks like the Black Stars are stringing some passes together now. I think they struggled a bit more with that in the first half. Uh-oh, another opportunity for Japan. That should be a free kick. Francis Abu being smart there, getting that foul.
I hope it's not as serious because
Yeah.
it looks as if they're calling for a stretcher.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Joseph Annan has put his hands on his head. It doesn't look good at all. Yep, it's not looking good.
I think it's Francis
Abu. It's not looking good. Oh, Sibo is also... Oh. Oh, no.
Well, judging from the reaction, it looks
serious.
quite
It looks
bad.
serious.
Because you could see from the initial reactions from the Japanese players calling for the stretcher, and everyone clearly, you know, distraught by the sight of, you know, Francis Abu. This is not something that you want to see in a friendly game, because at the end of the day, no matter how much importance you want to place on this game, it's still a friendly.
And he hasn't been at the Black Stars for a while. Until coming back, getting the starts, he would have definitely not wished something like this at all. A very big blow for him, a very big blow for the team as well. I hope it's not that serious. I hope he recovers as quickly as possible, but for now it's not really looking good.
And interesting, I spoke to Francis in an interview about a couple of weeks ago, and you know, he mentioned how difficult it was settling into France with his new side, Toulouse, you know, coming in from Belgium with Cercle Bruges. And, you know, he almost missed out on a move due to an injury that was detected but during the medical. But for some reason, physically, he was still showing that he was strong enough. And so they ended up taking the risk and signing him. But that meant that he missed the first few weeks of the season as he had to go through rehabilitation. And so just about when he started getting back into the team, playing again, and unfortunate for him that he has to go through this.
It's just hard luck in football. Very, very hard luck. I mean, we've seen a number of situations like these you're out for a while, you come back, you go out again immediately. It just impacts negatively the psyche of any player. And I do hope personally that this is not serious and he will be able to get back to playing as soon as possible, because I mean, even from your interview, I mean, he did acknowledge how much competition there is in midfield and how much playing time he needs to get to stake his claim possibly for the Black Stars for the World Cup. And so they're still surrounding him. It's not looking good at all.
Yeah, and the bigger problem is, I mean, if you're looking at the long term, in a World Cup year, you want to be fit, you want to play, you want to give yourself a chance. He mentioned that, the midfield area is one of the most competitive in the team.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that you're playing. Most importantly, you're fit and you're playing. But the last thing you want to do is to pick up an injury.
Yeah,
when
truly.
You're on national duty.
Truly. It looks like a sub is about to be made.
Yeah, I see number 23, if I was right.
Yeah, I saw number 23.
Yeah, it looked like Prince Edu. Interestingly, on the bench, there's no central midfielder, actually.
Yeah.
So Otto has to change the system.
Totally. He has to totally change it. And that looks like...
Yep, it's Prince Edu coming on for his debut.
Coming on for his debut. Not the ideal circumstance, but he would get his chance to also stake his claim as well.
Does it go back to the squad selection? Perhaps was there a lack of balance, in the sense that there were only 2 central midfielders picked there. Technically, Caleb Yuenchi is a midfielder, but in the past few months he's been deployed as a right wing back.
And you do remember when the list first came out, the first comment I made in the group we were on is that the midfield looks very, very weak. And that is really concerning, because we expect to have so many midfield options available. I mean, to list Kamaldeen Sulemana as a midfielder is not something you'd want to see in a Black Star squad list. And so it's not really looking good, in the sense that you didn't get the opportunity to call as many more midfielders for this particular run-up of games, because we do know in the last 3 games, Thomas Partey and Sibo have started, and we definitely need as many more options, like maybe an Augustin Boache, like a Lawrence Ejekum. It was great to see Francis Abu in, but we still need a lot more options for Otuado to look at.
And so it looks like after the changes, there's been a bit of a shuffle. Caleb Yuenchi now slotted into midfield, and Alidu Seidu going into the right wing back. Prince Edu Kwabna, he slots up front, replacing Antoine Semenyo, so that's like for like. And so maybe not so much has changed with regards to the setup.
Yeah, maybe not so much, but that would also mean if there's one more injury to midfield, then you'd have to depend on a winger or a forward to actually slot in, which is not a good situation. And that would mean that Japan would feel even more confident, because they would feel that they can carve through that midfield, carve through the middle, and create more opportunities.
Well, that injury to Francis seems to have sort of slowed down the momentum of the game. Huge break in play there. Definitely wishing that he gets well soon. But it's been a bit easy for the Japanese. I'm a bit surprised of the level of press being applied.
Oh, yeah, it looks like, I mean, it's their home ground. The players know they know each other. The coach has been there for a while, and it looks telepathic. They've been able to spring a number of passes. Their press looks coordinated, and I mean, it also boils down to the fact that a number of these players in the Black Stars are still trying to get used to each other. We don't particularly have the true starters or the ones that you know are key players in the side. So it's definitely expected here, but you would expect that with a blend of these new players, they will try and stake an even better claim to. Oh, and Joseph Annan has made a save from a corner. But it seems the Black Stars are struggling to get the ball out of their own half.
Yeah, it's been the same story from the first half. That's the thing about playing. That's the thing about playing in the back three. You have so many numbers in the build-up that you can only keep the ball in your half. But when you want to move it up, you want to move it up quickly. You are outnumbered up front, and it's just invited a lot of press and pressure to Ghana.
Oh, what a finish.
Yeah, what's coming? It's always been coming.
What a finish. That was a very good finish. And Japan now officially lead by 2-0.
I think that was by Richie Duan, very talented player.
Yeah. I mean, aiming for the near post, finding the nets. Yeah, it's from Duan. It's from Duan. Richard Duan, who plays for Eintracht Frankfurt. I mean, he joined them during the summer, and he's already scored 3 goals and added 3 assists in 10 Bundesliga games this season. So he is definitely one of the brightest talents that is around in Japan. 27 years of age, and a very good close range finish, finding the near post, beating.
I think now I'm justified to ask, should Joseph Annan be conceding from there?
I think now you're justified. I think he could have done a bit better with handling this situation. But also with these near post efforts, sometimes you do not expect the player to go near post. Usually most players will go far posts, but he was smarter in this case, going near post. But yeah, Joseph Annan could have done a bit better in this situation. But then again, he is facing someone who is playing in a very competitive league, one of the top 5 leagues in the world, and has the quality to produce such finishes.
It's interesting that Kamaluddin Sulemana has been playing from the right all match. It's not really his favorite position.
Yeah, he should be playing from the left. He's better cutting in and all of that. But I mean, at the start of the game, it was Antoine Semenyo on the left, and that's usually his zone. And so a sacrifice had to be made. But Otuado can, ask the players to switch sides too. It's always possible in the game.
At this point, it looks like a familiar story again. If you're looking back at 2022 when Ghana faced Japan in that Caribbean Cup.
Yeah, they lost 4-1.
4-1. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another similar score. It's just up to Japan right now to turn it up a notch. It's just so easy for them.
Yeah, it sort of looks like they're playing a training session. It's like a training session to them. They're just pass and move, carving the Black Stars open so easily. And their press, as I've mentioned, looks very well coordinated. They know which places to be, and the Black Stars are struggling to get the ball out, being partly because of the back three. So it's looking like Japan might even get one more goal, at least before the game ends. And it's not looking like the Black Stars can create anything at this point. Good control there by Prince Edu Komina, but he's being surrounded by so many
Surrounded by 3 Japanese players.
3 Japanese players.
Where is the support? You see, that's the problem with when you are supposed to play in a 3-4-3,
Yeah.
but you're pegged back and it becomes a 5-back. And so the moment you go long, you already have 5 defenders in your half plus, maybe 2-3 central midfielders. So you only have about 2 attackers
Yeah.
up against the whole Japanese backline.
And the attackers might be so far away from each other that
Yeah. You could clearly see in that last attack.
yeah.
Had about 4 or 5 touches, yet there was no one.
That was an effort there. Was it from Kamaldeen? It
Yeah, it was from Kamaldeen Sulemana.
Looks like it's from him, but it was too close to the goalkeeper. Looks like Prince Edukwabna is showing some bites up front.
Yeah, a good hold-up play once again.
Yeah, very good hold-up play.
I think I just saw something interesting. It's Kamaldeen Sulemana wearing the captain's armband. I think I just saw that.
Is he? I will be surprised. But he...
Given the players left on because after Semenyo left, someone had to take the armband.
Well, he's been around since...
Yeah, he's been around since 2019.
Yeah, 2019 under Sika Kono.
Yeah, just like he hasn't played as much games. He should be somewhere around 24, 25 caps for the Black Stars.
Yeah.
Only got his first goal just a few months ago.
Again,
against Chad.
It also highlights how young and inexperienced this particular group is.
Yeah.
For a game like this, or for 2 games upcoming like this. Very young, very inexperienced group. Not played too many games together. It just makes things even more difficult at this point. I see good signs from Prince Edukwabna.
Yeah,
he seems to know
he looks
what he's
neat
doing.
and tidy.
Yeah. He knows what he's doing.
And he brings something different.
Can run, he can hold up the ball. I want to see him actually have a shot and see how that goes.
That was a lovely ball.
Yeah, very good ball from Kamaldeen. Oh, that was terrible play. He's lucky he didn't concede a free kick there.
Yeah, it was a poor touch from Prince.
Oh, Kosisibo making a progressive pass. Prince has been surrounded by a few more shirts.
Yeah, I don't understand how he's always isolated.
Yeah.
You would expect to see, if it's a wing back system, you would expect to see a bit of an overload with at least the left wing back, the Recon, moving into the wider area to provide an option, even possibly an overlap.
Yeah.
When Prince gets the ball there, but whenever the ball is in the left channel, it almost looks like a dead end.
It's just him. Maybe it's an instruction from the coach that the left wing back stays back, the right wing back goes further up. But if the attacks are going through the left, then it's a very risky proposition because you definitely need support to create an opportunity from there. And you can see Japan are making substitutions already. Fujita coming on. Joe Fujita, he plays for St. Pauli
in Germany.
St. Pauli in Germany, Bundesliga. Japan actually came with a very good squad.
Yeah, very, very strong team. And with 7 months to go to the World Cup, it only makes sense that you put your best foot forward. and try and because who knows in the draw that takes place in the next 3 weeks, who knows, Japan could draw an African side, and that makes this exercise even more prudent. And so it's good that you take it serious, because Ghana is a decent side at the end of the day.
Yeah, and they might also get an Asian side, so it could have even been better if the key players were around to
really assess
to really assess
where you stand. That's fair.
Another opportunity gone for Japan. They're really dominated with regards to everything. Looking at the stats, Japan have already had 10 shots. Ghana have had half of that. That is 5 shots. 5 on target for Japan, just 1 on target for Ghana. That was a team effort by Kamaldeen Sulemana, straight to the Japanese goalkeeper.
Yeah. I'd have really loved to hear the reasoning behind playing Kamaldeen Sulemana from the right side.
Yeah, that's not his favorite position at all.
Yeah, I would love to see the technical teams thinking that. I don't know what that, maybe that's to simplify his game. Maybe he dribbles onto a strong foot and stays wide
and cross,
instead of cutting in.
But does he even cross? I don't think crossing is really a strong suit.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's not that much of a creator. All his threat comes from 1v1 cutting and shooting. So it feels like a bit of a reprogramming, which you don't expect to see at national team level, because you only trained twice since they landed in Japan on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And it's not these 2 training sessions that you're going to use to reprogram your players. And so ideally, you want to tap into the strengths of the players that you have.
Yeah, that's true.
That makes the job simpler. And so I'm a bit surprised. But as I said, I'd love to hear what the technical team thinks on that. ...2025 has been generally a really good year for the Black Stars. It's possibly the best the team could have mastered after that disastrous 2024 campaign, where we saw the team miss out on the AFCON.
A real turnaround, and it looks like Christopher Bonsuba is about to come on. Yeah, but it's a huge turnaround. After missing out on that AFCON, there was still some doubt as to whether Ghana would qualify to an even tougher competition, which is the World Cup. But they managed to finish on top of the group, losing only once throughout the way. A very impressive showing. And even in the friendlies, the Unity Cup, I don't think they did too badly against Nigeria. TNT, Trinidad and Tobago, they were stronger. They were able to get results. But
that's why I'm a bit surprised, because I thought this would be the litmus test to really find out how far this team has come under Otuado. Because playing against this Japan team, if it was anything close to Ghana's strongest side, so that there will be no excuses.
Yes.
Then you really get to understand with 7 months to the World Cup that, this is where the team sits. But at the end of the day, everyone can fall back on the excuse, the best players were not around, and so it's difficult to really assess the campaign. However, you saw some players get their debuts, which is a positive. And I'm not a big fan of that. I personally think if that should be the case, then it's a bit of a wasted window.
It is. It sounds like it. And also knowing that the Black Stars do not have the luxury of playing in the AFCON, because this would have been fair if there was an AFCON for the Black Stars to play, but they do not. And the next real international window will be in March. And so basically just about 4 games left. And that is too short and too little of a sample size for Otuado to really assess against some teams and deem themselves ready to actually compete. Because again, the expectations for Ghanaians will be that the team competes. 2014 World Cup, they exited the group stage. 2022 exited the group stage. And so the group stage exit will not be something that would please fans so much. So yeah, this overall hasn't been a good window. But hopefully we see, I mean, this game looks done and dusted. Hopefully against South Korea we see a lot more bites. Some fringe players really giving a headache for Otuado. It looks like Gideon Mensah and Christopher Bonsuba are preparing to come on, and I would reckon that a defender will be off. It looks like Jerome Opoku is limping. He might be the one coming off. Yes, and he is coming off. Brandon Thomas Asante, the other player who is coming off.
So I mean, I think Gideon slots into the centre back position because Derek Horn is still on the pitch.
Yes, so that means Gideon becomes the third centre back. He will play alongside Ajeti and Pepra.
This was the first goal.
Yeah, this was the first goal. Was that? It looks like a very big slip by Pepra.
Yeah, he probably just got the angles wrong. There was no way he was going to intercept that ball.
Yeah. And that
For this, I think Joseph Manan has to do better. He has to do better.
Yeah, he could have done better. He could have done better. And that was a very good tight angle finish.
Their captain Minamino is also coming off.
He's done his bit. He scored his goal, and now he can get a rest for Japan's next game. And for the statistics, Japan has 52% possession. Ghana has 48%. 12 shots for Japan, 5 shots for Ghana. 5 shots on target for Japan, just 1 on target for Ghana. But Ghana have actually attempted a number of passes. 382 attempted, completing 312. But the problem is most of them have been inside their own half.
Yeah. What did you make of Brandon Thomas Asante starting? He's one of the players that a lot of people have clamored for his, not just his inclusion, but getting significant game time, and he gets to start, albeit not a competitive match.
Yeah, but I think the little that he got, he tried to make the most of it. It's quite unfortunate that Japan showed to be the much more superior side, and Ghana basically struggled to play out of their own half. And so for a striker like him, you definitely need service. He barely had that. And so it would be unfair to say that he didn't play well. I think he did not have enough to go by to show what he can really do.
Yeah, no, that's also one of the issues that I was talking about not going with a full strength side or anything close to it. What it does is that it's even precarious for a lot of these debutants because national team football is very unforgiving.
Yeah.
And a lot of the nuance and context will be lost in 2-3 months when people say, yeah, Brandon started against Japan, what did we see?
Yeah.
But the truth is, he played with players who were also kind of new to the system. Everything looked a mess. And so everyone was trying to adjust. And it's not the right environment to really assess him. But at the end of the day, what matters most is he played and he didn't score. And that's what many people will remember.
But there would also be another opportunity in a few days against South Korea, which hopefully he's given that chance to start again. And on that occasion, he actually gets decent service.
Yeah.
And then makes the most out of it. I mean, we saw him get some service against Nigeria in the Unity Cup. He scored. So hopefully he gets another chance in a few days against South Korea and then converts that chance.
Guess who's on the left wing now?
Kamaldeen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see him all over there. maybe the instruction now is switch because a change has been made. Christopher has come in, so Christopher takes the right, and then Kamaldeen can now take the left side. But I mean, this is the only time that Otuado can experiment something like this. I personally think if he tries it in a more competitive setting, that would be suicidal. You don't play players out of position and expect wonders from those players.
Do you think this is the peak of this squad in this game? Was there any chance that they could have done better than they have against Japan today?
I think in the first few minutes, if they had been able to contain the pressure from Japan, then maybe we could have seen something better. But since Japan got the first goal, they've been more confident, they've been calmer, they've been able to execute their game plan. And with these guys new to each other, it's always going to be difficult to maneuver what Japan throws at them. And so I think this is the best they can do at this point. Hopefully in the next game they produce something better, and then we could be able to say that we can pick these 2 or these 3 players who can possibly get the place in the next call-up for match where we expect that most of the key players will be around because it's that close to the World Cup and we don't have to miss anybody. But Oreku, looking at the centre backs, we are seeing a totally new group. We've been used to Mohamed Salisu, Alexander Jiku. I mean, looking at what we have available, like Jerome Opoku started, Jonas Ajeti, and then Kojo Pepra. I mean, looking at these guys, do you think any of these guys can really slot in when we don't have the luxury of having Alexander Jiku and Salisu around?
I've probably still not seen enough from these players. I still feel there's a bit of a gap when you take away Jiku and Salisu, and then the next tier of defenders that Ghana has. Kojo Pepra has some really good potential. Came in to Nice and he started the season very strongly as well.
Yeah.
But playing for your national team is a different ball game altogether.
Yeah.
And sometimes it requires experience. These are the type of games where young players get to learn about what it really takes to play for the national team. And the ones who grow to become better are the ones who learn from these type of experiences. So the good thing is that this is a friendly, and this is not the World Cup, thankfully.
Yes, thankfully.
Hopefully Ghana doesn't draw Japan in the World Cup, by the way.
Since you are saying it, we might just draw them in December.
At least you know what it will take.
You know what to expect.
Yeah. It would prove to be a master stroke then. But I do believe if Ghana had all their players available and Japan had all their players available, this would have been a very close match.
Yes, I think Ghana would have at least gotten a goal. It doesn't look likely that they would, but at least a goal, and maybe a much tighter backline, which would have meant that Japan would struggle to score. It looks like the Black Stars are gradually getting the ball past their own half and going further up, which is a good sign. But Caleb Irenchi, there's that question about him. I mean, since he came into the Black Stars, he's always been used as the right back, right wing back. But his natural position is back in the midfield, either as a defensive midfielder or a central midfielder. I mean, for you, which position do you think would be best for him in a Black Star setup to maximize his potential?
I think it's similar to the Kamaldeen discussion that we had. You have a player who is ranked as one of the most promising not just midfielders, but players in Europe this season. If you're looking at the 23 talents, and he's only rated that highly because of how he plays in midfield. He has a unique set of attributes that combines his aggression, his ability to read the game, and his ability to cover ground and intercept and make tackles. That, in principle, can be translated into defensive positions. But you speak of maximizing potential, and I think it has to come from midfield. You saw that marauding run that he put together just a couple of minutes ago, and he ended up playing the ball wide to Prince Edu. I think that is his future. He's looked very bright when he came on, and there again you see him sniffing up danger.
And intercepting.
And winning a free kick, taking pressure off the team. So I think that is where his future lies. And who knows? It took an injury for him to come into his position to show what he's made of. Sometimes that's what it takes. You come into the team using the back door. You don't necessarily have to come to your best position. Maybe you might be choked at that point, but I think he's been diligent as a right wing back, and today he got his chance in midfield, and he's looked decent.
But with the likes of Thomas Partey still around,
the truth about the midfield is that if Otoado is playing two midfielders, Partey is the constant.
So whoever partners him.
I think that the partner isn't set. Sibo came in
3 games.
And he's taken it up. But then again, the same way he took it from maybe an Elisha or even a Salis or Ibrahim Sulemana is the same way that he can lose it. I feel after Partey, all the midfielders, the central midfielders that we do have, it's quite close between them. And if you really stake a claim and you are consistent, you should be able to climb up in the pecking order. And so there's really that opportunity.
And that's also another worry, because we know Partey is head and shoulders above all the central midfield options. And so the question will definitely be who to replace him long term if he's actually not around and he decides to, take a step back from the Black Stars.
Yeah, his Partey's profiles, they're not easy to replace.
Can play as a box-to-box. He can play as the defensive midfielder alone. He can move up. He can play as a 10 if needed. He's just so unique. At this point, Japan look like they do not want to score any more goals. They are just passing it around, keeping possession as tight as possible, wearing the Black Stars down as they go. How would you rate Joseph Anang's performance on his debut as a goalkeeper?
I think it's been okay, and I say this with all honesty. It's not easy to come in as a goalkeeper for your debut away to Japan. Playing for a Ghana side that isn't a usual strength. So it's understandable. I mean, he's making his debut. There were a few jitters. There's clearance in the first half that went straight to the Japanese team, and they almost scored from that. He's also had some good moments, decent saves here and there. Couldn't have done anything about the first goal. However, I think with Duan's goal, he should be covering the near post. And so I think it's been an okay performance for him.
And it looks like the two Prince Owusus have come on.
Prince Owusu squared.
Prince Owusu of Midiama and then Prince Osei Owusu of CF Montreal have all come on. Gary Cone is off.
Prince from Ghana, the Ghana edition, and then the US edition.
US edition that was born in Germany.
At this point, I think Otto is just trying to say, you know what, just go out there and have a feel of the game.
Yeah, just do
Once-
your thing.
Traveling to Japan is not easy. If you've sat in a plane
Yeah,
for almost a day,
yeah,
at least just come here and have
Yeah.
a feel of the ball in the grass.
and usually you don't have a straight flight. You have to transit. That's also another stress altogether.
Yeah.
At the moment, we've had 88 minutes, almost 89 minutes of football. Still 2-0 for Japan.
Have you noticed they're using the Trianda ball for the World Cup?
Yes, I've noticed that.
Another reason why it was important that
that these
our
boys
players actually come
are
and
around.
have a feel of the World Cup ball.
And that is why Japan actually brought a strong side. So everybody actually has a feel of the ball. I think that the whole planning has always been an issue. Real planning, proper planning. It's a very big issue. It's something that people have to really sit down and discuss, management level, all of that. There has to be a proper understanding of these things, that even touching the ball is so important, because not every ball is the same. The Premier League ball is different from this ball, it's different from an AFCON ball.
Yeah.
So it's so important. And I remember even the 2010 World Cup, the Jabulani was so different from every other ball. That was a very
That was
risky-
close.
That was very risky
That was
from
very
Joseph
close from
Annan.
Joseph.
Very risky.
What you don't want to make is an error leading to goal
Yeah.
as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, that would be the end of, literally the end of your career in the national team, because people will never trust you again. Very strong from Bonsuba. Very, very strong. See the problem, he's had to drop so deep now, and build up will now be a bit more stifled.
Even with that, they couldn't even still go past the halfway line.
Yeah, they're still
all in
in
Ghana's half.
their own half. That's a free kick. Mr. Seusu trying to show he's wearing the number 5. I wonder why he chose the number 5 of all numbers.
I think it's just a case of what's available. You know, with these friendlies, you just pick
Yeah.
any number. But no one really wins in these type of situations, because how do you even assess these players?
Yeah,
There would always be an asterisk to these type of games,
Yes.
because it doesn't. I don't think you've got enough information from this game to make a decision, perhaps, on
Yeah.
who your second or third choice goalkeeper becomes.
Indeed.
Assuming Asare is number 1, or have you seen anything close
I think
that, okay, this guy is making a case for himself for the World Cup squad? Or I don't think there's really any strong positive from this game, or even any negative to say that, nah, this guy's not World Cup standard, he's definitely not going.
Yeah, I mean, nobody has made a crazy error that has led to go for you to say that, hey, he's not good enough, probably. I mean, as you mentioned earlier, Joseph Annan had some jitters early on in the game, but he's looked more settled. I mean, apart from that very close shave that he had. And so there's not really much to go by. And besides, he's not played alongside the well-set defense that we usually know, for us to say that, okay, I mean, the ball is down to you, and either you are that good or you are not that good. So really, even not for just Joseph, but for every single person, for Prince, even though he's shown promise, for Prince Osei-Wusu, who just came on, for everybody, it's just the asterisk is always going to be there. I mean, there's not a full complement of the team for these little plucks for, you know, Otuado to make a real assessment. So really, in the end, he would just have to be forced to call some more players in March. That is if even the full complement of his side, the key players are around.
And so full time at the Toyota Stadium, Japan 2, Ghana 0. 2 goals on each side of the half. The first from their captain Minamino, and then Duan ensured that Japan pick up what was a routine win at the end of the day against Otowado's Black Stars. And so the first game of the Kering Challenge Cup sees Japan pick up victory against Ghana. A reminder that the live coverage of this Kering Cup was brought to you by MTN everywhere you go, and then there's Hisense Electronics, everyday prices for everyday people. Dewa Chop Money, Afa, Blue Jeans energy drink for high performance and endurance. And then there's My Way, and you're My Way, No Way. There's also My Life, Live More, get up to 17,840,000 plus Ghana cedis free cover for one selected family member with My Way Insurance. Dial star 165 hash to join now. Remember that TNCs do apply. Gentlemen, 2-0, far from the predictions that you made. I thought everyone believed at a point Ghana would try and get back into the game, but it never really sparked for the Black Stars, did it?
I believe so. I think that the results are never in doubt. I mean, what we observed here, 2-0, fair results. It could have been worse, looking at the number of shots that they had in the second half. But I think we have to go back home and then plan. And I'll still maintain that we should not take these matches for granted. Because we've known for the past 2-3 months that we'll be playing South Korea and Japan. And once again, I want to say that communication should be the key here. We should have spoken to our good players, because if the likes of the Thomas Partey's and the Kudus and Jordan Ayus were in this team, I don't think we would have lost this game. So let's look at these matches as our AFCON, like I've stated earlier, and then try to, in the future, put some prominence to these matches. We can't just present any other team because some of our so-called elite players, or as it were, the core team is not available. Because we are not in the AFCON. After these 2 matches, our next games will be in March. And then, like Enna stated before, the friendly matches that will precede the World Cup will not be matches that one will want to kill themselves for. Because you can easily break your leg and
few days to the World Cup.
not be part of the tournament. These matches are matches that we are supposed to attach so much relevance and importance to. But it's a good lesson. It's been a good exercise. Let's see how best we'll be able to put things together and face South Korea next week.
The core impressions on the game.
At some point, we all mentioned we could get a draw from this game because we thought the team appeared to have settled in well after the first 20-30 minutes. But it was a different story in the second half. The second half, yes, game was still closer. But anytime the Japanese went forward, I thought they were better. They were a bit more dangerous, and we saw the goals. The goalkeeper did a good job. The Ghana goalkeeper did a good job saving a few balls from the striker who came on later. Chuma also, was it? Yeah. We're here thinking if he has some Nigerian parentage or background. The other thing is that, and Augustine mentioned it, games like this are important because of the time we find ourselves. I expected some in-game changes. I mentioned that aside the substitution, some in-game changes, I saw some of it. Yurinchi was moved from the right to the middle to play in his regular role at club side. I saw Kamal Dean also move from the wings, come into the midfield. He got a shot on target. He wore the armband and maybe he was trying to lead from the front as well. In the end, the result, not what we expected, but the lessons are there for all of us to see. When Japan got the second goal, they thought they had gotten the job done. Then they began to make wholesale changes as well. They started with possibly their strongest side going into the game because they won't have many of such opportunities before the World Cup period. And I mentioned that this is the first team that qualified aside the 3 host nations, Canada, Mexico, and the USA. So Japan knew about qualification how many months ago?
Yeah, many months back.
But they still fielded a very strong team in this game. So we're also going to have to look at ourselves and say, will match not be too long to try and look at the strongest side we can put together for a game like this? I thought we should have done it in this game.
We should also look at the teams that will be, the countries that will be playing in March.
That's another thing. I'm sure that may be informed heavily by what happens on December 5 when the draw is done.
The balloting.
Even for the other national teams, depending on the teams they've got in their groups and then the line of progression, they may want to engage a few African teams. Argentina are going to play Angola at 4 p.m. today, primarily because the Angolans have got a lot of money and they can pay up to $15 million to say, bring Lionel Messi to come and play a game in our home. Argentina didn't accept to play that game because they may meet African teams on the way. But back to the Black Stars and how important it is for games like this to be our Cup of Nations if we're not going to be there in December. And I feel it's an opportunity we just let go. If we're going to go into the nuances of which player played where and how well they performed, I'm sure we all will tell. Defensively, we're not great. In midfield, and I don't know the situation with Abu Francis. I pray it is not something that will take him out of football.
It looked like a broken leg.
Yeah, that's
Either
broken
leg or
a broken arm.
No, it was the leg.
It was a leg.
So he stepped in front and the guy was about to shoot.
Oh, my word.
So all the power he was going to use to shoot into Abu's leg and it just...
My word.
Yeah, so that was why there was that reaction.
Yeah, because
I think it's similar to Michelis at the Club World Cup.
Oh, my word.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my word. Oh,
Terrible.
my word.
I saw Kamal Dean
do this.
do like
Yeah,
this.
I think he was trying to say it's broken.
Yeah,
Like
I thought it was
the
hand.
leg is broken.
Oh, wow.
It's
unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate. And things like this can easily take the wind out of your sail. Yeah. As a footballer, trial matches like this
When you're so close to it.
Yeah, it will scare you. Because how many months are we away from the World Cup?
But Ernest, have you forgotten about Joseph Edu?
Yes.
He went to the USA, broke his leg.
Yes.
And
and it was on national team duty.
Yeah. Yes.
And he's been out for more than a year.
He started playing.
Yeah.
Last season he came back because of that they gave him on loan. And then now he's back. He played about 2-3 weeks ago.
For Celta.
Yeah.
And
I've forgotten about in the national team.
But that's a player who should be back to the fold if he's playing, if he begins to play regularly. Because I always say that if the national team is the reason a player picks up a serious injury, if that player gets back, we owe it a duty to bring him back into the fold. Jerry Akamenko, unfortunately, he never got back to the heights.
Yeah.
We mentioned Nicolas Opoku a while ago. He got injured playing in the national team. Same way. He was out 1 whole year. If he's back playing at the highest level, you've got to consider and bring him back. If Joseph Edu is back playing football, you have to bring him back. You have to. That is if he's good enough to help the side.
I watched him play about 2-3 weeks ago. He was solid. Yeah.
Because I'm not sure about our defense, I'm guessing. The little I watched. And this is, let's say, our second rated defensive line.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Especially the middle of the park. The middle of the park, central defense. We've got some work to do.
Some of these players they have to learn and grow in the game. I saw Renchi pushed in the middle, but then he found himself again on the right. So most of the times, to come back into the middle was a bit...
The orientation.
Look, I've always said, coaching is done before, during, and after. And you have to attach scouting. Very, very essential and crucial. If you can't scout during matches, then you have a problem. You have people that have to inform you as to what is happening with your team and see how you also relay the information or instructions to the playing body. We need to work a little bit towards the team.
Okay. So, Bill, just quickly go through what Ghanaians are saying. What's the sentiments like?
A number of comments appearing on social media right after that defeat to Japan. Kwesi Terminator is saying, for a team that recently won against Brazil, that's not bad at all. Our full Black Star squad can score Japan. And then Palmer's twin is saying that let's put emotions aside. We need quality in our team and we need to integrate the likes of Hassan Odoi, Nketiah and Co. heading into the World Cup. But to Adode, I won't talk about his tactics. So clueless. Che is saying, just like the last World Cup, you are going to add up to the numbers. He's not so confident. LB is saying, good test, subpar performance. We don't have many matches before the World Cup. Our best players should be playing these matches. Yeah. And so they agree with Ernest and also Augustine Ahemful on that. Kobe is also saying, you take this Go World Cup. Like, seriously, with laughing emojis. He's not impressed. October Baby is saying, thank God we didn't concede 5 goals and above because, hey. And then Wala is saying, Charlie, how was this good in your eyes? Senegal beat England in the friendly. Others are taking friendly serious, but we are joyfully drowning in mediocrity while labeling it as a good test to assess. Sack your coach, he has no ambition. So this guy that is not happy with Otuado and is not happy with the squad that came to join and play against Japan. But hopefully against South Korea, we could see a better performance, Ureku.
Well, thank you very much, Bill. Just before we wrap up, let's look ahead to South Korea. Do you still have any ounce of positivity? Can Ghana turn it around in 3 days?
It is going to be a very difficult for us. A very difficult match indeed on Tuesday, I believe. Because the Koreans are more physical, they run more, and they are a good side.
And they have revenge in their eyes.
Yes, because of the World Cup. And they shoot the ball well.
Yeah.
But it is football. We can also show up on the day and perform creditably. So it is what it is. The result for me was not in doubt before the match because I stated earlier on that, look, I think it's lack of communication. That's all. If we had communicated well, I don't think these players wouldn't have shown up. I'm telling you, the likes of Thomas Partey. Because Thomas even needs games. Throughout the preseason, he didn't have enough, and then he went to Villarreal. So you can see that even Villarreal,
they play every other game.
Every other game is coming on.
He jokes about it that he's still in preseason.
So these games are also, so you need to convince him. And the players need to know that, look, this is our AFCON. These 2 matches, Japan, South Korea, it's not against Chad and Comoros. These teams are going to be at the World Cup. Yeah. So in the future, I think that the FA, and I've stated, I don't know which teams or countries I will be playing in match. Whether it will be a tough nation like South Korea, Japan, or it will be any other country because there is FIFA international break. Because the last qualifiers for the playoff will be in March.
Yes.
And at that time, we also have to play some games, 2 matches actually. But I hope that in the future, communication will be well done. So players will not say that because we are playing in Afghanistan, we are not going to show up. The World Cup should be the ultimate. Thank you.
And Doctor, what needs to change for Tuesday?
But I'm heartbroken first because of Abu Francis's injury. I don't know how serious it is, but this must be very difficult, very, very difficult. And whether we like it or yes, this will impact on the player's psychology going into the next game.
Yes.
Because if you have a broken leg around this time, 7 or 8 months to a World Cup, you are likely not to make the World Cup. So I don't know.
And the strange thing is that it happened in a foreign land.
Yeah.
This was not even a picture or anything.
Whether you are going to be operated upon in Japan.
Yeah. Or be carried off to Toulouse in France.
Otuado, as a player, went through that. During qualifiers in Congo, I believe, he got injured. That was his first major knee injury. But they put him on the flight from Congo to Germany before he got the Lagos like that. Yes.
But he's never been the same.
He's never been the same. And you can see
it affects him the way he was till now.
It was as a result of that injury, playing for the Black Stars. And so I'm thinking that in Japan, are they going to operate him?
I'm sure they may do something very quickly.
Or they might evacuate him to his club. I think he plays in Belgium.
In Toulouse.
In Toulouse.
He plays in my hometown.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The thing is, Toulouse will also want to see before they make a decision.
Possibly.
Yeah.
So either they fly someone there or they fly the boy.
A broken leg, which is not attended to in a foreign land. Even sitting in a plane, 14 hours.
How is he going to sit in the plane? So I'm sure they will find a way to get surgery done immediately.
Send their physician to
be there so that it's done. But this is devastating.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. And whether we like it or yes, the players are going to be impacted by this. Yeah. You have to get that off your mind to go all out on the football pitch in 4 or 5 days' time. The next game is on Wednesday, is it?
Tuesday.
On Tuesday. So that's 4 days away. And on the pitch, we flashback of how a player.
How the incident happened.
Come on. That's good.
But this is where we need the psychologist.
Yes. We have
I don't know.
team.
I don't think we have.
I think we had that for the last AFCON. I don't know about whether.
When was that?
It was in the budget. So I think.
So I get the sense that the South Korea game, maybe we'll see players being a lot more cautious than usual. But if the psychologists do their work, maybe we'll get them going all out.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Nescranting, Augustine Ahimfo, and Billy Shan for joining us here on our live coverage of the Caribbean Cup. We do apologize for the hitch in the beginning, but as promised, we brought you the second half of the Japan versus Ghana match, which ended 2-0. Remember, we'll be back again in 4 days' time, Tuesday morning. We gather to bring you South Korea versus the Black Stars. Can Otuado's men turn things around? Before we go, a big thank you to MTN everywhere you go, and also to Hisense Electronics, everyday prices for everyday people. And then there's Dewa Chop Money Afa, Blue Jeans Energy Drink. Remember, that's for high performance and endurance. And My Way, and yet My Way, Kase No Way. My Life, Live More, gets up to 17,840,000 Ghana cedis. Free cover for one selected family member with with My Way Insurance. Remember that you can dial *165# to join now and get more details. Terms and conditions apply. My name is Oreku Ampofo, and we'll be back again next week, Tuesday. But for now, News Central is live up next on TV3.
Cadbury Hot Chocolate. Crafted from cocoa, milk, and sugar. Creamy, chocolatey, frothy goodness, rich taste, so satisfying.
Cadbury goodness, the treats you deserve every day.
Why are more and more professionals choosing Flamingo paint?
As an interior decorator, I aim for that beautiful elegance look. Flamingo paint has good